This is Nico Balbidino for CBCP News Weekend Report. Two church leaders have denied any involvement in an alleged ouster plot against President Rodrigo Duterte following the allegations made by Peter Advincola. Peter Jomel Advincola, alias Bicoy, has earlier tagged Lingayen Dagupan Archbishop Socrates Villegas and Caloocan Bishop Pablo David as among the personalities plotting to oust Duterte. Advincola said this after he backtracked on his previous allegations linking the Duterte family to illegal drug trade. He alleged that Villegas even met with some of the plotters to overthrow the government at the Jesuit residence in Quezon City December of last year. Villegas had already said that the allegations was contrary to his Christian conscience. The Archbishop has also denied being at the said meeting and claimed that he was at the parish church of Orani in Bataan to deliver the homily of the first Mass of a newly ordained priest. Advincola also claimed that early this year, Bishop David met with Senator Antonio Trillanes, whom he tagged as behind the controversial Ang Totoong Narcolist video series. Bishop David then called for the consistency on the part of the Philippine Police Force in terms of finding the truth in both the claims of Advincola as well as in the extrajudicial killings that is still prevalent in the Caloocan Diocese. The prelate said that it is strange that the PNP suddenly wanted to investigate the new claims of Advincola, whom they had previously called a liar. Advincola is currently under the protective custody of the Philippine National Police Force. In the Archdiocese of Manila, Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle and other nunciature officials visited a synagogue in Makati City to celebrate tolerance and promote interfaith dialogue. It was the Cardinal's first visit to the Temple Emil of the Jewish community in the Philippines. Monsignor Arnaldo Catalan of the Apostolic Nunciature said the visit allowed them to appreciate the value of dialogue between peoples and nations amidst diversity. He said it was also a reminder to keep the space for dialogue and the continuing of culture of encounter. The visit to the synagogue was part of the commemoration of the 25 years of diplomatic relations between the State of Israel and the Holy See. Rabbi Eliyahu Azaria said the visit of the Catholic officials shows the friendship between the Philippines, the Catholic Church, and the Jewish people. At one point of the visit, Azaria toured the Cardinal inside the synagogue, showing the Catholic officials their 20-year-old Torah scroll. In national news, church leaders urged the incoming lawmakers to push for the resumption of peace talks between the government and communist rebels. The Philippine Ecumenical Peace Platform, or PEPP, said the only way for lasting peace is to have the negotiations running, noting the supposed silence of the government on the issue of peace talks. With the opening of the 18th Congress in July, the church leaders are hoping that the issue will get into the spotlight once again. Last March, President Rodrigo Duterte terminated the government's peace talks with the National Democratic Front of the Philippines. The government has also sought the declaration of the communist movement as a terrorist organization. Moving on to our provincial news. In Cabanatuan, the local diocese held a memorial on Monday to mark 1 year since the murder of Father Richmond Nilo. Bishop Sofronio Bangcud, in his message, said that they still hope for a fair and just resolution of his case and that those behind the crime may be brought to justice. Father Nilo was shot to his death while preparing to say Mass inside the chapel in Nueva Ecija on a Sunday. Bishop Bangcud presided over a morning Mass at the San Nicolas de Tolentino Church in Lakewood where Father Nilo was buried. A procession was then held from the villages of Valeriana to Mayamot and Zaragoza that afternoon, followed with a Mass on the site where Father Nilo was killed. In Novaliches, retired Bishop Antonio Tobias has been appointed the Apostolic Administrator of the diocese. Speaking during the diocesan Pentecost recollection at the Shrine of St. Paul in Quezon City, Bishop Tobias announced that Pope Francis appointed him to the post a day after his retirement. The prelate will serve the post until Bishop-elect Roberto Gaa finally takes over as the new Bishop of Novaliches. While the dates of Gaa's episcopal ordination and installation are yet to be announced, Tobias hinted that he will serve as administrator for 3 months only. In the meantime, it is business as usual for the 77-year-old bishop who have been serving the diocese since 2003. Tobias explained that while Father Gaa is still waiting for his episcopal ordination and installation, he already has that full power over the diocese. For more news and updates, visit our website cbcpnews.net and follow our social media accounts. For CBCP News Weekend Report, I am Nico Balbidina.